Alright guys, welcome in. We got our first Dune Weekly commentary match on the new patch. We got 4 players in here. This is Damon Forged. He got the North Spawn. And counselors wise, our friend Damon. Interesting choices here. Let me just make sure I don't miss up the counselors, because I don't know them all by heart. But he has Raban, who gives you +1 militia and 50 Solari on killing rebels. And he has Fade, who gives you +20% influence production and 100% recruitment speed, and gives you Landsrat standing for the corruption resolution. So he can reduce your Landsrat standing if you get voted in for the resolution he corrupts. Interesting choice on Hark. Definitely not an aggressive build. Looks like he's going to be turtling up here just from the appearances of it. Not using the manpower counselor, not using Piter, who sacks agents. So we'll see what kind of strategy he comes up with. Horus, a little bit more about Damon Forged. He's a pretty experienced player. I think he mains Corrino. And he's been known to do a lot of bunker play styles, turner play styles. So we'll see how he plays Hark. I'm expecting more of the same from him. Horus, let's go. Horus is a newer player, younger player. He is playing Corrino. He went with Wensikia and Fenring. This is my favorite build on Corrino. Can't expect anything really aggressive out of Corrino either. He got the spawn when I get this chance to see it. We'll see where he spawned in the map, but he's probably, going to be playing the long game as well. Khakis, don't know much about this player. When Atreides, he is playing Thufir Gurney, if I'm not mistaken. I just want to double check. So he's playing Thufir Gurney. So for those that don't know, Gurney gives you +1% power for every experience the unit gets, and the units get +1 armor, and then Thufir lets you build things faster at the cost of Solari. And then we have Lucidic. Lucidic is a experienced player playing Fremen. He mains smugglers and Fremen. He's playing Chani Stilgar. Chani gives the intel production. Stilgar gives you the +1 authority for each spice field and gives you the minus upkeep for anything bordering a spice field. Out of all the factions, I mean, Fremen is Fremen, so possibly we can see him make the first move in this game. Maybe he won't. Maybe he'll go for a different kind of build here, so we'll see. But judging by his spawn, it looks like he's on the west side of the map, so he does have Hark to his north. And I'm not sure where the other players are just yet in relation, because the game still does not have a spectator mode. But we are on the heels of a brand new patch. I would say it's a fairly divisive patch that came out. A lot of the changes have been viewed favorably. There is one major change that is kind of divisive among the community, I would say right now, and that is the Landsrat voting change, where all of the action freezes. Okay, so he's on the west here, and he's already discovered Corrino on the east, so he's got Hark on his north, and then that means that Atreides is alone to his south. So Atreides with the best spawn, I would say, out of the 4 factions here, which favors Atreides, who tends to ramp things up slower than most other factions. They need to win Landsrat resolutions to get their economy going. They need to get Atreides Foreman out, otherwise they can have a hard time kickstarting their economy. But the new patch, Landsrat changes, we'll see as the first Landsrat council vote begins. You'll see that now the menu is front and center, and you're obligated to go into the menu because the all of the action stops while the Landsrat voting happens. So every faction that has an ability to alter the vote takes their turn. Corrino gets to place their mandate. Chani will get to place her rebellion, etc. Hark will get to place their corruption, and then the actual vote happens, and then the action resumes. So a lot of the newer players like this change. Lucidic here, got to be careful here. His warrior's low on supply as he runs out. He might lose that warrior as he bleeds out. That's the acid lake. You don't really want to mess with the acid lake unless you have a lot of water and a big enough army to kill the rebels quickly, because you do lose health just standing in that tile. He does manage to get the warriors safely back to his village. Now the other units are safe because they are in the capture circle while he is capturing that territory. But as we were saying about the Landsrat change, so the newer players with I think I can understand where the developers were coming from. They were trying to have some of the newer players be more aware of the Landsrat and participate more in the Landsrat, because sometimes in the Landsrat, when things do get fast and heavy, votes get missed, people get voted into governor when they shouldn't get voted into governor, crazy kind of votes happen. So, but it is divisive because it does stop everything. So, you know, some of the experienced players have been clamoring to have it as optional. The developers have come back in the Discord and have stated that it is here to stay for a while, so we do have to live with it. This does make the game significantly longer, which is another gripe that some of the players have been having. Some of the players like it, but we'll see. So here's our first Landsrat vote. We got Damon Forge here in the north. He's got a spice field, 2 tiles next to the spice field. So he's got his maintenance center that he just placed. So he is doing a standard opening here. He did get a Plascrete region. So as you see here, we're in our first Landsrat council. From a spectator view, it's kind of nice because we get to see what all the resolutions are. So statecraft on the left, we'll see if that gets supported. We'll see if anybody's going to try to rush any quick charters here. We're going to see if anybody... that's a new charter on the right. At the start of the next council, gain 500 hegemony per controlled special region. So we'll see if anybody supports that. So we see here that Chani has put rebellion on the extra hedge. There's Harkonnen taint on the village, so Harkonnen's gonna try to vote himself in for the 300 Solari per village. And then we don't really know if anybody's gonna be supporting the political yet. So the diplomatic congress does get approved. Corrino votes for it. So is Corrino gonna be trying to rush some kind of blue tech here early? We'll see. Corrino does get the White Rift, and he has Wensikia. Corrino going Emperor's Eyes. Luckily, we just got to see that. Trying to make himself assassination proof. One of the stronger things the neighboring factions can do against Corrino, if they are rushing an assassination build, is to try to assassinate him. However, going Emperor Eyes early pretty much makes him invulnerable to that. So judging by this territory, he's got the spacing cruiser on the left here. Just trying to think where he's going to drop his second main base. You know, Corrino is vulnerable when they do put that forward base out too far. It does become a pretty big target. It does get hard to defend both locations at once. A lot of people in this new patch have figured out how to effectively kill main bases. They did nerf siege incentives in this patch. It is 50% instead of 100% extra base damage now. However, I did play a couple of games today, and the base still goes down. I mean, yeah, it's not going to go down just as fast, but you put defense breaches on that thing, and if you got a 3 district built out, you can definitely kill a main base before somebody has a chance to react. Or if they had lost their army, they're not going to be able to build an army back in time to defend their main base. So, you know, ideally it's too bad that region is a spice field to the right of his Imperial Basin, because if that was a regular region, man, I would put that base right there, right next to that White Rift, and I would crank out Hegemony with Wensikia at the end of the game, but we'll see what he chooses to do. He got a good spawn here, because he's not next to Fremen. He would be, in my opinion, the primary target if he was next to Fremen, but he's not. Fremen, if he is going to go against somebody, I imagine it would be against the Atreides, although with the counselors that Damon Forge picked, he can easily be taken out in month 4. But we'll see. I don't know if Lucidic is the type of player here to really commit to such an aggressive move as some of the other players we have seen in this game. Let's tune into Khakis. I don't really know much about him, but he's playing Atreides. He's got Gurney Thufir. Thufir, you know, I gotta say, playing without Jessica is it's kind of tough. She is very useful. Okay, nobody really wants to trade with Atreides. Some people do, but okay, we can see his tech tree here. Let's talk about that for a second. So he's got first green. He's building out. He's trying to get Atreides Foreman now. He's got to get that economy going because that is going to be a major stifling point for him. But playing without Jessica is a huge liability. She can force you into treaty, and you do not want to betray if you're one of the major houses because you don't want to lose all your Landsrat standing. That's a 10-day period that it buys you if you force somebody into treaty. It only costs 100 influence. Atreides can produce a lot of influence. The only ones that you got to worry about is the Fremen because they don't have any Landsrat standing. So if their economy is strong enough, they're okay to take that spice punishment for betrayal. I think you get -1 spice exchange rate or 50% spice rate exchange reduction for betraying somebody. So as per usual, he has 2 counselors in Arrakis, taking his second spice field now. So a nice RNG for Atreides here. I mean, he's got a Plasky region. He's got 2 spice fields. He's got Mount Idaho to his north, so he's going to have a good Plasky to build out his villages. Good start for Atreides and good start for Corrino. Harkonnen is taking a territory right next to Fremen here. It is a spice field, so it's understandable. I'm thinking if I'm Fremen here, I'm stealing that real quick. If I'm Fremen, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. They could play, you know, they could get some treaties going. They could have a peaceful game. Lucidic's units are moving in. Harkonnen's noticing that. He's pulling his troops out. He does not want to take the engagement here. He does not know how many units Lucidic has. Let's go to Lucidic's screen here. He does have some hirelings, which is nice. Those POI units have been nerfed, by the way. They are not permanent anymore. They do last only 90 days now, which is a much welcome change. We could have people with 120 CP armies who have been turtling all game, and all of a sudden it's time to fight. And then they come out with like 1,000,000 units at you at the end. So this is a big manpower loss for Harkonnen. If he were to decide to fight here, which he didn't, he pulled back to the safety of his main base, which does have that extended missile turret. Lucidic getting his 3rd counselor, putting it on Landsrad. He's got developments that he needs to queue in the tech right now. I think he's sleeping on that a little bit. It's maybe too much multitask here. There he goes. Okay, so we can see his build here. He's not committing red. So he's playing a more passive game here. It's obvious because he's going for the tier 4 yellow. We'll see if this is a mistake because the guy to his right is easily wipeable. But we'll see. We shall see. Everybody has their own strategy. There's 1,000,000 ways to play, and there's 5 ways to win. There's 1,000,000 ways to play, but there's 5 ways to win in this game. Let's see what's going on with Horus. Okay. Horus now at 3.4k hedge. And he's got some conscripts out. We'll see what kind of army composition he goes with here. I imagine he's probably going to have some artillery drones. He does have a fuel cell region to his left. He's getting Emperor's Eyes. He's doing a lot of POI stealing with Fenring. He's got a lot of the yellow tree. A couple of them are quarter or half research, so you can tell he's been using that Fenring ability to research POIs outside of his zones. Been looking for the yellow ones. Safe mode and greed mode, that's a new feature for the harvesters. Safe mode is only available if a ornithopter is attached. You are now allowed 10 ornithopters max. So they've increased the number of ornithopters you are allowed. Next Landsrad vote. Plus 50 military development is up for grabs on the left. So I imagine Atreides and Corrino will probably decline that. Fremen is not even researching military, so Corrino going all in on the -50 construction. We don't see where the Landsrat is here. Lucidic, we didn't see what he voted for. Harkonnen, supporting a little bit of everything. Declining the -30 Landsrat standing. That's about it. Not using any influence, only 100 votes. So that's where Harkonnen is. And then Lucidic, our Fremen player. Okay, it looks like, judging by everybody's buffs, that 50% military did get voted in. So, and then Corrino did get the plus 50%, minus 50% construction costs. All right, so far the tightest borders are the Harkonnen and the Fremen borders. Okay, Lucidic has 3 spice fields going. His economy is decent enough. I don't know what he's not building any buildings in Siege to Bar right now, which some might say is suboptimal. He's only generating 16 manpower, so I'm not sure if he has the recruitment center out yet. Is he gonna? This is a major village to try to take here. I mean, this is bordering Harkonnen's main base. Harkonnen at the same time is looking to either pillage or take the rare minerals village to the south. Is Lucidic gonna pillage or capture here? 131 authority to annex. He's looking to annex it. This is aggressive. This is really aggressive. Daemon Forge can't react. He's taking a village to the south with 4 or 5 of his units, so he doesn't have the troops to stop him to the north. This is incredible. This is early to have some faction bordering your main base. This might be a huge blunder for Daemon Forge if played incorrectly. We'll see. Fremen can get a lot of units out if they do get that recruitment center early. This is not the conflict that we thought we would see. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the spawns. Atreides and Corrino getting relatively safe spawns, and with Daemon Forge, he's gonna contest. He's gonna contest this down here with a worm. Does he have the units? He does have the Fremen sabotage operation. Here comes the worm. He's got 6 units total. I see 5 units. I see a 6. So this will be a 1v1 with Fremen sabotage and two gunners there. All he has to do is pin the gunners, and he does. He goes right for the gunners. The other gunner is running away. The infiltrator's gonna die. The gunner's dead down south. Fremen sabotage goes off in the region to the north, where the majority of the fighting is gonna be after the gunner dies. The mercenary sniper is getting pinned down. He avoids the sniper. Now the sniper goes back to work. Daemon Forge is losing this fight handily. He's got one more Serb coming in on the east. That's not going to be enough. Good micro from Lucidic. He's trying to save that last warrior. Manpower so early is precious. The warrior does go down, but Lucidic does win the fight. Now he does have one Serb contesting. This is not looking good for Harkonnen. He does not have the counselor for manpower. I don't know how much manpower he is able to put out here, but he's going to have to constantly commit to units now. He does have a missile turret out. That is going to help. That Serb has 1 hit on it. Okay, the missile turret now is the key here. Does he kill the missile? He kills the missile turret. He kills the missile turret. He's got another warrior coming in on the left. Who would have thought the first action in the game would be between Harkonnen and Fremen? This is wonderful news for Corrino, who just gets to turtle up at Sim City with Wensikia, no less. Let's see what he's taking a second spice field. His economy is still slightly negative. That's normal in Corrino. Maybe he doesn't have. I can't see the village traits. I can't see where he's placing maintenance centers. I don't know. What he can do here. He's probably gonna have to sell some chome or pillage something here. Atreides having the time of his life down here, just chilling, just casually deciding which buildings to put in his villages. What an ideal scenario for these two factions, for Corrino and for Atreides, to have Harkonnen and Fremen duke it out early. Nothing happening here on this side of the map. Going back to Damon Ford's stream. This is incredible. I mean, this is not at all how anybody would draw this game up. Don't know why the stream's not loading. Let's see. Cannot get into Damon. Okay, there we go. So there is some in-game talking. You see Damon Forge talking to the Corrino player as expected. Fremen is engage only. What did you think, man? Of course. I mean, Fremen, they need spice. They need hedge, man. I mean, you let him take a territory close to your main. So it looks like Fremen and Harkonnen are locked in a battle. They're locked horns. This is the best case scenario for Atreides and Corrino. This is a bet. Let's see who's in the chat here. We got, okay, just B-Frog. He's hanging out. What's up, B-Frog? Shout outs to B-Frog. Shout out to Australia. Shout out to the Rizzler. Shout out to Gorilla Mentat. Shout out to the OGs of this game. Everybody knows who these people are, for anybody and anybody in Dune. Shout outs to the Pioneer. Shout out to Big Gray. Figured out siege incentives. Figured out how to punish in month 3. Shout out to the folks, man. Shout out to the Chomers. Shout out to Psychedilla. Shout out to the people, man. Anyway. Yeah. We got Fremen taking another village to the east here. He's got a nice position on Harkonnen's main base. Harkonnen is investing in his Serbs. Okay. He cannot get executioners out until 10k hedge. And he just lost a territory. Generating 27 manpower. Lucidic, on the other hand, is generating 25 manpower, so they're relatively close in manpower. Okay, I just wonder, because Lucidic does have more territories, he does have a second spice. Can Harkonnen, who is negative right now, Solari, fight the battle of attrition if Lucidic chooses not to just overwhelm him? But he can't. I mean, with the tech tree order that Lucidic went, he went for tier 4 yellow, so we're not exactly going to be able to get out that 65 CP army anytime soon, unless he changed it when that 50% military buff went through. We didn't get a chance to see. This next Landsrad vote is up. Action is stopped. All factions. So the yellow, 50% boost on yellow right now is what got voted in. Not sure where Corrino is getting the Solari. I'm not sure if he's selling Chom or not. We just see he went positive for the first time. He's selling all of his spice at an abysmal rate of 1.7. His spice is not getting him a lot of Solari right now. He does not have majority of the map discovered. He has a lot of Ornithopters, 2 of which are committed to Harvesters, but still he has not discovered the spawn of the Fremen. Atreides probably chilling. Yep, he's got 21 CP. Does not even have he has not broken the 40 CP cap yet, so he has not invested anything in a red. Why did he have to? He doesn't have to. He's chilling. He's got the Mundu Veil over there. Nobody's taking a space cruiser right now. It can be argued that the space cruiser is the most valuable tile in the game to give you that extra guild favor to get your air units out and your main air unit, your capital ship out early. The action between Damon Forged and Lucidic has taken a pause here. You can see Damon Forged is amassing troops. He does have some red tech. He has a 45 CP cap. Lucidic also with the 45 C cap, 31 CP for Lucidic, and 30 CP for Damon Forge. So their armies are of relatively equal size. Damon Forge does have combat drugs. He does have scav operation. Looks like he wants to take back that region. He does not have access to spice. Lucidic with a bold move, he basically cut off Daemon Forge from any reasonable spice access. And I'm not sure if it's because there's I'm not sure if that's the desolate. Yeah, that's the desolation right there. So that territory is inaccessible. Daemon Forge going to expand. He does not want to take comp. Daemon Forge with no great options here. Economy is just not looking good. The larger his army gets, the more red he goes. He's probably going to pillage here. I hope he has Instill Fear already. He does elect to pillage. Lucidic's troops are moving in. Lucidic drops Fremen Sabotager. He's coming in the way. He doesn't want him to pillage. He does not want the pillage to go off. He does get the pillage off. That's the desolation. His units are walking into the desolation. They're fighting inside the desolation. There's no supply for any of the Harkonnen units. They're all dead, pretty much. The desolation eats away your supply and health. A great engagement from Lucidic here. Wipes out all of Harkonnen. Wow. Fantastic move from Lucidic. Harkonnen on the struggle bus, ladies and gentlemen. There's a worm spawn here. He wants to run away. Lucidic is also low on supply for his troops. I think they'll be okay to get back to that village. Harkonnen researching Insulated Valley. That is also a new tech that lowers the maintenance on villages with higher wind strength. Rough game for Harkonnen here. Great game for the Atreides and Corrino. Just hanging out. Let's see if Horus is getting that economy up yet. Okay, he's generating 53 Solari a day. He's got a lot of plat generating way too much, floating so much plascrete. Okay, Atreides taking the Sandfall. Is anybody taking the Spacing Cruiser? Nobody's taking the Spacing Cruiser. Guys, if you see the Spacing Cruiser, you should take the Spacing Cruiser. Okay? You should get out your Spacing Guild building or your recycling plant and start generating guild favor. Alright, what kind of comp is he going to go with here? Is he going to get out the drones or is he going to go conscripts? Desolation in the middle of the map this game. It does happen from time to time. Usually it is one of the extremities. You know, this is Fremen here again aggressing on the Harkonnen. He's got 39 CP out. Is he going to take this or liberate it? Great composition here. He's got those two skirmishers in the back, destroying the armor, destroying the airfield. I would start killing those manpower buildings. I assume he's going to do that as soon as he starts liberating. Yep, he's liberating. Atreides and Corrino are in no position. Now, first of all, Corrino can't do squat. He's got that desolation over there. So he can't, he can walk across, but it would have to be the long way. And with now the water changes to the game, he's going to have supply drop. Harkonnen does not win this engagement as long as Lucidic micros his units properly, because those are Serbs. They're not going to do it. I don't know if Daemon Forge is aware, but nobody really uses Serbs anymore. They're just used as fodder for executioners, but oh well. Dancing here, the dance is happening. How are they going to engage it? Who knows? Does he want to engage it? And there it is. He's researching Fremen sabotage. Combat drugs goes off in the region to the south. Perhaps he does not. So does Scavenger Network. He probably does not want to fight where there's. Okay, he's pushing him back into his missile turret. That was his plan. This is where the game gets extremely frustrating. In the middle of a battle, in the height of the action, we got to deal with a pause, ladies and gentlemen. And Daemon Forge with a good engagement, though. Great engagement. Combat drugs. I wouldn't be fighting in that region, but combat drugs is. But Lucidic, not enough units out. Trading here. He needs intel. He's sending him spice for intel. What is the vote? Can't we see the vote? Does he accept it? He accepts the trade, so he is helping Fremen here. Diplomatic Congress. Who is he going to vote in for Diplomatic Congress? Is he going to vote Fremen in? Is he going to vote himself in? He's asking somebody to put him in truce. Don't know why. If I was him, I would try to save Harkonnen here and try to put... Yeah, he puts himself into truce, so no truce for Harkonnen. Maybe Harkonnen doesn't want the truce. His units are doing well, fighting. He's taking back that region. Everybody gets units. Landsrat guards are out. Putting an airfield down. That's going to help. Wants to micro away that skirmisher, and he does. Only one skirmisher left. Daemon Forge is going to run for the hills here. Yep, and that gunner is probably going to die. Yeah, there he goes. Alright, so now what are we at on manpower? We got 140 manpower, 20 manpower generation. Getting out 4 Serbs and Lucidic. Lucidic with a lot of Solari. He's floating a lot of Solari. Does not want to fight those Landsrat guards though. That might be a mistake. He's capturing. He's luring them back into the turret. Here comes his Landsrat guards. He's researching that POI for intel. He needs intel. Here comes the Serbs. Lucidic with significantly more manpower generation, and he's got 240 manpower. Daemon Forged, low on manpower, generating less manpower. So the war of attrition can go Lucidic's way here. Atreides, no one cares because you're SimCitying. Still not nobody's captured the spacing cruiser. Atreides making a deep desert around the mountains. Psych, I'm just kidding. That's not a thing. He's got the sandfall over there. He's just SimCitying away, chilling. He's building a military base. Okay, so maybe he's going to put some pressure on Corrino, or just getting ready in case Corrino attacks him. Corrino has the economy still not off the ground, only generating 30 Solari. No second base. We are in approaching month 4. Don't really know where he wants to put the second base. I'm assuming that's why he's leaving that village open to the right. He's either just pillaging it to capture it later, or he's going to decide to put the second base there. We'll see. Is he going to go with the drones for the military composition? Still stealing POIs like a champion. That whole side of the map is not even touched because all the action is in the north center of the map, where Harkonnen and Fremen are fighting over territory. Fremen is looking to win the war of attrition over Harkonnen. I think Corrino will be the hedge threat with that White Rift and Wensikia at some point. Interesting game here in the north side of the map, where the real action is. As expected, Fremen is winning the battle, just more manpower, more units, better operations right now with that intel from Chani. He's got a lot of intel. He can use that Fremen sabotage. He's capturing another region. It's a special off Harkonnen. I wonder if he's going to destroy that recruitment center to the north, man. He can start filling out his harvesters, but I think in the fog of war. And he can start building main base buildings, which he's not doing. Hard to do a lot of these things when your attention is focused on combat. Although you could use that, I'm not going to say stupid, I'm just going to say you're going to use the new pause to your advantage. You can queue a lot of these things up when the heat of battle is... There he goes, he's destroying the buildings, he's destroying manpower. Harkonnen's being whittled away here. Whittled away. Interesting choice on the counselors on Harkonnen. Never thought that in a tournament match I'd see that choice of counselors. Okay, now Atreides going for siege incentives. Can this be what we were all wanting? Everybody wants the early elimination for Fremen. Can we see it? Capturing the territory. Now he's getting a now this is late. He's putting his second agent on Landsrad in month 4. Note to yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, every time you put an agent on one of the organizations to infiltrate, whether it is a enemy faction, Chome, Landsrad, or Spacing Guild. It's not like you instantly get level 2. That takes time to develop. So he's not going to have level 2 Landsrad for, I'm not sure about the time, but I know it's not an insignificant amount of time. So he won't have access to defense breaches for quite a while. But he's not generating a lot of intel anyways. Chani, not using Chani optimally here, because the way Chani shines is when your villages border neutral villages, you get intel generation. Only generating 15 intel. Defense breaches cost 500. Now he can make up for that by building either intel buildings, or he can start finding some POIs to get intel, but there's just not a lot of. There's one right there in the region to the south of his main base, but he's gonna have to come up with 500 intel, 500 Solari. He's got the Solari if he wants to use defense breaches on Harkonnen. Harkonnen with nothing. Harkonnen with a measly 3 territories right now, just staying in the game though. Respect to Daemon Forge for not bowing out and for fighting. You always have a chance to win as long as that defeat screen has not flashed on your game. So kudos to him for staying in and fighting here. Lucidic in control of the situation in the north side of the map. Politically, we can't really see what's going on because we don't have a spectator mode, but we haven't seen any charters come up yet. Daemon Forge with 20 manpower generation, 40 manpower total. He's just not in a good spot. Lucidic can continue to whittle him away. I'm sure he's getting some siege alliances too, and so that becomes annoying when you get desert trekkers and you get free units for liberating. So Corrino can't really help him. He's separated by a deep desert and a desolation. The desolation with some annoying RNG being spawned in the middle of the map as opposed to on one of the perimeters. Here comes the next Landsrad Council. Statecraft minus 50, economy minus 50, and is that labor rights, I think? Daemon Forged, what's he gonna research here? So we see he's going for martial economy. I guess he has to. I mean, he's got 1 spice field. He's got to find a way to make some Solari. I can't see what alliances he has. So he's voting on Fremen, obviously. Is it gonna hurt the Fremen economy enough? I mean, Fremen's got 3 spice fields. He's got 1.6 Solari. He does have more CP. He's not maxed out on CP. I mean, he's gonna get hit with that resolution without a doubt. Fremen can't pillage. He does have 1 neutral village touching. To see that spice field on the left, that's ideal for Chani because they got a lot of neutral villages touching that spice field for intel generation. Fremen about to unlock 65 CP. Fremen getting hit with every negative resolution in the book. His economy is still positive. He does not care right now. Chani rebellions go off. Daemon Forge spamming Serbs and 2 gunners for support in the back. Electing not to use troopers. Serbs did get nerfed in the last patch. It looks like Lucidic is taking his units somewhere. He used the worm for that. He only has 1 worm left. Gotta be careful here as they do regenerate slowly. He's looking to probably take this spice field, and why not? Because, I mean, what's Atreides working with, man? He got 28 CP. He has not had any reason to build an army. He's had no reason to build an army. He's literally playing city builder. Corrino. Okay, Corrino's starting to get some juice behind his economy. 133 Solari a day. That is bound to go up further. No second base that I can see. No second base still. Not sure where he's going to put it. At this point, he captured that village to the bottom right of his base that was vacant. So he is going to elect to put a forward base. Not sure where yet. The spacing cruiser is there, so it looks like he's trying to capture some. He does go with drones. He's got 2 drones and some conscripts for a front line. He's probably gonna. He's got 202 authority, so I'm not sure what the cost is to capture this village, but he is gonna look to do something here. Lucidic probably took that spice field. Indeed he has. Now we should see his intel generation. Yes, 19 intel generation now. There's a lot more neutral regions touching this village. So that is a good move by Lucidic. Great move here. Atreides. Trades being sent to Atreides for money. Everybody wants to trade with Atreides for money because it doesn't cost them anything. It does cost Atreides authority. Sometimes these streams do not load. Alright. Fremen on the sink. How much authority does he have? 87 authority, cannot capture, probably looking to pillage. He does indeed pillage. He has done a good job of making Harkonnen practically non-existent. But he has not eliminated him, and you know what? I don't even know if it's worth eliminating him at this point. What does he have over there that he would want? He wants one spice field and maybe what, one ceremonial cave? Is that it? Is that all that Harkonnen has to offer here in this game? Harkonnen's going to be helping him deny charters and governor. Harkonnen expanding now to the right. He sees Fremen marauding on the map like godless killing native assault units. Believing in Shai Hulud and all his wonders. Harkonnen taking a spice field. He finally gets a spice field, an extra spice field for Harkonnen. So there are things on the right side of the map that Fremen would want. Fremen electing to play it slow. Finally, Atreides taking the spacing cruiser. I'm assuming Atreides has a huge hedge lead right now. He does have 3 specials. He's got the spacing cruiser, Sandfall, and I did see the Mundu Vale on the left. No militia in any of Corrino's villages, which is strange. He's got very little manpower generation, only 17. With Corrino, you only need 2 stacks of 4, I think, to have pretty decent. 2 stacks of 2, excuse me, pretty decent manpower generation of recruitment offices. Ideally in villages that offer Solari for military buildings. But that isn't always possible, so you just have to place them wherever. Okay, so he's moving toward Harkonnen. I'm not sure if he's gonna pillage that or not. How much water does he have here? He's walking through the deep desert. Can't see because the Discord screen. There it is. He's got 8 water, not a lot of water, no supply. He's gonna have to make quick work of this militia and either pillage or take it. Microing his snipers to the back. It's a 4 militia village, so it is gonna take a little bit longer than normal, but with this army at this point, it's a piece of cake. He has enough supply to last. Lucidic, what's Lucidic thinking here now? Okay, he's moving back in. He's got Fediki now. He's got 65 CP. What is Daemon Forge working with here? He's got 48 CP. He's got 20 manpower generation, 80 in the bank. Lucidic with 260 manpower in the bank, and here we go. There's missile turrets here. He's pulling back a little bit. He gave the warriors, just got the health upgrade. Lucidic trying to do a split engagement here. He's trying to collapse on the enemy. He's got his own missile turrets to the south that he's trying to bait units into. This is the fight of the game so far. We have a maxed out Fremen army. As much as Harkonnen can put out, all he has to do is, I mean, it's hard to know this when you're in the game, but if he wipes out the Harkonnen army here, I think he's going to elect to cripple him some more. He's probably going to send some units via worm to liberate his spice. And that's the worm's nest over there. That is the worm's nest. Now we got to pause here. Daemon Forge can easily prepare for this because he's going to have all the time in the world to think, what does he want to do? Now that this guy's going for my worm's nest, he's going to elect to take back this special region here. This is leaving Fremen vulnerable. He's got veteran militia and 1 Fedikine here with a missile turret. Interesting. That's going to be tough to kill. I think I'm not sure if he has the militia upgrade or not in the tech tree. At this point, he could possibly have it. He's researching some kind of green right now. I don't know. -1 spice for all factions. That's going to get declined. All factions get Solari. I didn't get to. Excuse me. I didn't get to read that charter. Oh, they get influence. They can do something with Solari for influence, but I didn't see. I didn't get a chance to read. I haven't seen that charter yet. A lot of things are new. So we see Lucidic's main building here. He's gonna have a 3-district red. He does not have it completed yet. He's at -95 Solari. He's getting hit with a lot of negative resolutions up here. Okay, Solari instead of influence. Charter priorities increase with Solari instead of. Okay, so you can contribute Solari to these charters instead of influence. That'll be really good for Corrino if he does want to push something, because I think he's got the mightiest economy at the moment, generating 697 Solari a day. He's probably chomming safely, steadily. And Atreides not too far behind, not buying anything, just stacking Solari with 6.5k Solari at 360 Solari per day right now. Alright, back to the action. Lucidic, does he have a siege? He does have a siege nearby, so all he has to do is, if he has the tech, he can just elect to liberate, and that village will get liberated, and then he can just send that army back as the siege does all the work for him. I think that's the plan here, assuming he has the tech. I assume he does. Let's see, he's going to hit the liberate button. He does, and here come the liberators. Is there an airfield there? If there is, I assume he's not going to let it live. I would destroy those buildings before I... Yep, perfect. Lucidic playing this optimally. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There goes the harvesters for Harkonnen. Don't do this sloppily. Take your time. There you go. Get them all in there. Worm them back. Plenty of time to stop the liberation and kill that army. Oh yeah. Fremen. Fremen. That's why people hate them. People hate the Fremen. They hate them. They see the Fremen, they cringe. They see that worm coming. They're like, oh boy. It's about to get real. Daemon Forge realizes he's destroying buildings. He's trying to do as much damage as possible before he gets wiped. Is he going to stay and fight? I guess. He's got supply drops, so he's not worried about the supply. Fremen sabotage goes down. That infiltrator's dead. Combat drugs goes down. Scab network goes down. The Harkonnen army is getting melted. He does have an executioner out there. There's no supply on that executioner. That's a problem. One Fedaykin to the north, cutting off reinforcements. That executioner is dead. 62 supply left for Lucidic, not losing a single unit in that fight. Remarkable. Oh, he lost an infiltrator, pardon me. Building a missile turret just for aggressive. Here comes Atreides, growing a sack, making a move on the Fremen, who is completely occupied by this war of attrition. 12.5k hedge on the Atreides. I mean on the Fremen. We got 12.7 on the Atreides. Daemon Forge not in the hedge raise. Horus Ra, I'm assuming he does not have the monument out, so he does not have any passive hedge. 10.8k. No second base. That village is liberated now, so Daemon Forge loses that village. And here we go, the siege. No siege incentives. Does not have supply drop here. He can do damage. He does have defense breaches. I'm sorry. He does have siege incentives, and he does have defense breaches. I don't know what he's waiting for. There is a missile turret on the right. There goes defense breaches. Okay, so this wave's not gonna do it for sure. Defense breach is now only 50% extra damage to main bases. He does have enough armor shred in the back over there. He's doing a good job of keeping some units on the base while leaving some units to deal with the spawning units. That is how you do it. Now he's gonna have to pull that guy back. He's gonna kill that Serb. The unchained punks get released. Those things are so annoying. So he does get maybe a fifth to a quarter of the main base damage done in this first wave. Too many skirmishers here. You only need 2 really. Okay. He's floating 390 authority, so he can just take the next village close. He can take that spice field. He could take his last spice field here. And then have an even closer staging platform to the Harkonnen base. Harkonnen really suffering this game. Fremen does not really care if he loses that spice field, because that spice harvester is still harvesting down there. So unless Atreides kills that harvester, he does not care. He's got plenty of manpower to reboot his army. Daemon Forged, on the other hand. What do we got with Daemon Forged? Can't join his stream sometimes. Not sure why. Okay, there it is. No manpower, generating 20 a day. Tough spot to be in. Lacking water. He's probably communicating with the other players here. See if we can unmute them and see what kind of conversation we can catch here in the Discord. See if there's any kind of politicking happening here. Not hearing much from the players as the battle goes on.
We are listening, Majesty.
Fremen. Somebody just offered somebody a truce. Is there a truce between the Fremen and the Harkonnen now? Fremen offering the Harkonnen a truce. I guess he thinks he's done enough damage to him. He's gonna leave him in the game. He's gonna let him live. Or he's just gonna betray him. No, nothing in the Discord. Nobody's saying anything. Alright. Corrino. 275, that unit's dead. Next building is free in the Imperial base. Holy Toledo, that's an interesting upgrade. Interesting quest. Nobody's taking Spacing Cruiser. No second. This is crazy. Month 5. No second. Oh, okay, he does have it. Finally, I just saw it. He's got it up north. So it's a forward base. And what's it touching? I'd like to see what that base is bordering. So one of the main reasons why you want to drop a base somewhere is because the base does amplify all the village traits. Especially if it's a special region. You can get that extra hegemony production from your crafts workshops. Pillaging sieges gives you 100%. I think that's a new chart. A lot of interesting new charters out this patch. Water Cellar Union. Corrino is eligible. He is voting for extra resources from pillaging siege. He's not voting. He's got the votes. He's got 500 something votes, and he's got 385 Landsrad. Atreides gets voted in for water cellars by randomness. Holy cow. Does he have a lot of water? If there was ever a reason why they did this update for the Landsrad, that Landsrad Council is the epitome of why they did that. I mean, to win water cellars is, besides Speaker of the Council, I mean, they're all good in some way or another. I mean, but I would rather have water cellars. I'd rather have Speaker, then water cellars, then Judge, then Eyes of the Council, in that order as far as utility and usefulness goes. But to get water cellars with 30 votes, oh my god. It's almost like a tragedy. No commentary from these players. It's a dead silent game. Then we got some utterances from Horus Ra. Nothing coherent. Daemon Forged retook. Did he? No, he has not retaken that spice field. He has 5 regions total. 5 regions total. What is Lucidic doing? Is he fighting Atreides now a little bit? He's going for crafts workshop. So Lucidic is looking to push his hegemony lead. Nope, he went for spying logistics. Is he looking to assassinate? We don't know. I mean, maybe he's at a negative 111 Solari production. What is going on? He can easily build a spice harvester right now and put it right on that spice region, but he's just There he goes. He just did that. The Well of Riches is up for grabs. I would take that in a heartbeat. Get that extra 40 Solari right there. Not sure what his siege alliances are. What kind of sieges he got in this. What his underground buildings in those sieges are at the moment. Looks like we've taken a break from the action here. Some citying happening. City. City. Ceremonial cave going down. Those are useful for him. The more he gets of those, the more powerful his army gets. He's going to need that if he's going to try out for that hedge victory. He's going to be defending against 3 players instead of 2, because let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, Harkonnen should have been dead by now. This should have been taken on to the Ram Ranch. Atreides, massive army out. 63 CP, nice composition. No support drones though. One bone to pick there. Could have a support drone or 2. Let's look at the army of Horus Ra. This guy's got no red tech. He's got 45 CP cap with 37. He does have the Chronos out though, but yeah, okay, so he's taking the worm nest. So now Harkonnen definitely does not have another spice field available to him. Fremen has completely crippled the Harkonnen. He is left to king making at this point. I mean, I don't see how he does anything to win here. Hey, but let's face it, we've all seen Daemon Forge in a king making position before. Fremen now taking the Well of Riches. Fremen. What is Atreides? Now he's upgrading his units. Let's see what he chooses here. Okay. Range for the snipers and ammunition. Those are the 2 best ones. They are expensive though. Yep, that's the one. You want that one. Especially if you're running Gurney. Fremen probably going to pillage the sink again. Atreides going to prevent it. So now we have a little bit of an aggressive tone from the Atreides toward the Fremen. It's about that time in the game. We're in month 6 where the map starts to get smaller. Atreides prevents the Fremen from pillaging the polar sink. Harkonnen got a stealth drone out. It's got 46 out of 65 CP. Cannot build an economy. +6. 3 water. Looks like Atreides is assisting Harkonnen to take the polar sink. Horus Ra with another incomparable utterance. Will Fremen betray here? He's gonna have to deal with 2 armies. He's gonna have to be careful here. It looks like he's gathering his troops up for a worming. Where is he going to send him? Is he doing it? No. Oh, he is. He's going for Landsrat support, so he is going to take the spice field. He's going to elect to take the spice field. 15.4k hedge on the Fremen. Atreides with 15.6. Corrino 15.1 does have the monument out with that +17 passives. Electing to go with drones. All chome on the agents. Alright. Corrino is not prepared for war here, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let y'all know that, okay? 23 manpower generation with a 45 CP cap. This guy is asking for one of those bases to be deleted. But you don't know that unless you're in the position I am to watch it all go down. Yeah. Corrino really abusing his spawn here. Feeling comfortable that he's next to a weakened Harkonnen who's got half his territory split by the Fremen. With Fremen being on the opposite side of the map and Atreides to his south. Couldn't have asked for better RNG. Not sure what he's thinking with that missile turret. That village has, yeah, he needs to put on he needs to put 2 investment offices there. We're gonna mute Horace Rock because we can hear him mouth breathe. We don't want to do that. Love you, buddy. No point unmuting the players here. They are stone cold silent. Not the kind of game where there's a lot of banter back and forth, which does happen from time to time. Chom, 3 Landsrad guards plus 100%. Chom share buying price and selling price, and assassins. Somebody's voting for assassins. Whose stream am I on? I don't even know. I'm on Damon Force stream. He wants the assassins. Lucidic taking that spice field, the Well of Riches, in the hedge lead now, I believe. Honestly, the worst position to be in is Fremen. The hedge lead with 3 players alive. No thank you. No thank you at all. I do not want to be in this position as Fremen. He's trading with Harkonnen. He's buddy-buddy with the Harkonnen now. He's trading with the Corrino. So he's playing the long political game. Here we go. He's working on the Atreides now. The Atreides is on his borders with a 65 CP army. Fremen sabotage goes down. The skirmishers are out front. That's not where they want to be. The one skirmisher goes down quick. Atreides sniper is also pinned down. The last Atreides skirmisher is pinned. Demo unit. Now we have a cluster F here. And now it's just, we'll see who wins. I mean, this is all depending on who's got what upgrades. But Atreides probably looking to win this, fighting on his home turf. Okay, the last of the ranged units are on the Atreides side. They are not pinned down. One of them is. Now Lucidic pinning down the ranged units. One of them is going to die. 2 are left on the left. There's too much tank here from the Atreides. He's got those wardens. He's got 5 wardens alive to Lucidic's 5 warriors and 1 skirmisher. Lost fight for Lucidic. Huge opportunity for Harkonnen here while Lucidic has to recover. The Fremen is in recovery mode now. Bad engagement here for the Fremen. And here comes Harkonnen, ever the opportunist. What's he gonna do? Yep, he's taking the Fremens. He needs spice. I mean, of course. Obvious betrayal here. Anyone could have seen that coming from a mile away. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, those 2 missile turrets are all nice and good, but they're not going to stop a full army. Especially when you got nothing to back them up. So, now Lucidic asking for Sards. Lucidic with a big misplay here. I can't believe he didn't finish the Harkonnen off. He had him on his knees, begging for his life. He was looking in the whites of his eyes with the blade to his neck. Now he has to suffer. He's going to suffer huge here. He's going to lose a spice field and he's going to get a region liberated. His economy's okay. He's generating 103 Solari. He can stand to lose that spice field, but now he's not in a commanding position. He was in the driving seat of this game. Now, what building was that? I didn't see what building he just put, but that was a major building. Was it the Well of Riches? Sorry, was it the alloy furnace or was it the military factory? Either way, he's getting his altar out. Okay, that's huge. He should be able. I guess he's going to defend here. Executioner's coming down the right flank. Oh, those are Sards. He gave Sards to Harkonnen. Those are Sards. Look at that. And the Sards are going to come in from the back line. There's a worm that might eat his reinforcing troops if he's not paying attention. That worm is going to feast. Shai Halud. Bless his coming and going. There he goes. He's got 2 harpies out. 2 harpies. Somebody's complaining that I'm too loud. I'm excited about this game, though. We don't care what she has to say. We just don't care. We're in the heat of battle on Arrakis. The game is lagged out. There it goes. Horus getting Cho manipulations. Amazing. for Corrino. Now he's got 65 CP cap. Not really sure what the plan is for Corrino at the moment. He's got everything available to him. He's got 54 pass. Okay, man. He's got 54 passive. He's got the White Rift. I can imagine the Corrino becoming a target real quick. As the Fremen gets crippled here, how's this fight going? He's getting crapped on. The Harpies now. The altar should focus down the Harpies here. Looks like Fremen will recover. Yep, the Harpies are gonna run. He does get to retain these 2 territories. The treachery, writes Lucidic. Corrino in the commanding position now. Corrino. 54 passive hedge. Let's just tune into Corrino here. 54 passive hedge. 17.7 KA on the hegemony. Decent economy. I've seen better, but decent enough. Atreides 16.6, no passive. Just gathering up his forces on the south of the Fremen borders. Daemon Forged, way behind on hegemony, 10.8k. Negative economy. Betrayer penalties. Landsrad influence production. He's pariah, so now he's gonna have to deal with the Landsrad punishers that randomly spawn to destroy you when you're below 50 Landsrad. Tragedy has befallen the Baron this game. What a weird looking way his villages are set up. It looks like Italy is just a giant boot in the middle of the map, halfway cut off by the Fremen. And Lucidic pointing out in the chat, Corrino passive hedge trying to take the heat off of him, smartly doing so. However, he's got this Harkonnen problem, man. He's literally like all up in Harkonnen. He's penetrating Harkonnen with his territories. So they're locked in conflict one way or another at some point in the game, just by virtue of how the villages are laid out. Very, very crazy situation here. Atreides, my friend, the SimCity King. We're voting. Speaker of the Council is up. Atreides with 600 votes. Corrino with 550 votes. Corrino with 435 Landsrad. Atreides with 405 Landsrad. At some point, somebody's going to be threatening Governor here. Okay? And we're early enough in the game where they will win by Governor before hegemony reaches 30,000 for one player. Trying to convince somebody to vote him in for Speaker. He says to Lucidic, I will send you a truce if you vote me in for Speaker.
It's because more than one person is eligible for it. If there's only one person eligible, then you can...
Interesting. Some backdoor politicking happened here. Vote for me, and I will screw over Corrino. I didn't see the result of the vote, unfortunately. Darn it. I was reading what they said. I don't know who won Speaker. I don't know who won Speaker, but that's okay. We'll find out. Oh, wait a minute. Corrino got the Speaker. Corrino got the Speaker. Unbelievable. No truce for Lucidic. No truce for him. Okay, where's the Fremen, the most active player on the map? What's he doing with his army? Okay, he got the truce. I think Corrino won Speaker though. I guess he still got the truce anyway. Generating 10 Solari, has selling all his spice. The spice exchange rate is abysmal. It's 1.7. Switching his units into counter intel. Is he getting assassinated? Is that what's happening here? Is that what we haven't checked on our buddy Damon Forged? I don't see assassination going. My God, he's just building his third main district building. Fremen aggressing on the sink on Harkonnen, who has a measly 2 main base buildings right now. He does not have any districts completed. He does not have any single slot districts for extra research bonuses. He's got nothing in this game, ladies and gentlemen. He's got nothing. He's got 3 harpies though, and he is attacking one of the Fremen villages. So, okay, those harpies are no match for the altar at all. They are no match for the altar, so they have to back up. The altar, in my opinion, the best flagship in the game, if not one of the best. Kronos, close second, in my opinion. It's a mobile airfield. It's always wonderful to have. Pretty tanky. Does okay damage. Has splash damage. Low army count for Damon Forged. 180 manpower stored. So, let's see. That altar is coming in. Here comes the Fremen army. What's the plan here? I'm assuming he wants to defend that special region. The Harpy. No match for the altar. The altar isn't going to ignore. It's so tanky. Okay, there it goes. The worms going up. How many worms does he have left? I can't imagine a lot. I don't think he used hidden thumpers. He did not use hidden thumpers. He has no worms left. He does have the hidden thumper operation. He is getting assassinated though. He is indeed getting assassinated, and his territories are spread out. This could be a nightmare scenario for him. That altar taking punishment over those missile turrets over there. Harkonnen turning his tail and running out of water. Fremen attacking the territory, probably going to try to take that. Here come the Harpies to defend. Those Fedaykin are tanky as anything. Harpies low on health. Combat drugs goes down. The Fremen does retreat. Here comes the altar to reinforce. Probably going to try to attack those Harpies. If he was smart, they only need 1 or 2 shots. 1 or 2 shots from the altar. They fall back. They re-engage. Now it's just the militia and the Serbs. The Unchained Cerberus is dead. Should be dead. There it goes. Again, the Harkonnen and the Fremen, while Corrino and Atreides sit back and make tea and hegemony. Tea and hegemony and spice. They make spice tea. Spice tea lattes for the Atreides and for the Corrino. Corrino, 331 Solari, 4K in the bank, 300 manpower. He's capped at 300, which means he does not have recruitment center, from what I understand. Not sure why he doesn't finish out all those buildings. Going for border defense. What's he doing? So we can see here his tech tree. Not sure. Okay. Just sitting in his main base, partying. His troops, they're going to the USO show at the Imperial main base, where we have great entertainment for the Imperium and its soldiers. Okay, got crafts workshops going down. He's not afraid to push the hedge, ladies and gentlemen. He does not care that he's front running. He does not care about being a target early. He just does not care. Building more crafts workshops. Good for him. Pursuing his win condition fearlessly, as a bold emperor should. Atreides minus 247 Solari. What's going on here? Has no idea. He's making trades here. He needs to get money. Oh, this is not Atreides. I'm sorry. This is Fremen. Fremen is broke as a joke. And a can of Coke. Harkonnen doing work. Is there a siege nearby? Yes, there is. So that village is getting liberated using a... What is he doing? Is he going to attack the Fremen? He's not going to attack that. He's not going to attack the... Poor use of the worm. Gotta group those units, man. He's going to attack the Harkonnen from the right flank. That's his plan. He's not going to attack the Corrino. He is not going to attack the Corrino here. That would be crazy. I assume he's in a truce with Corrino. He's bleeding out Solari. He's also not selling any spice because the spice exchange rate is so low. That's why his Solari income is minus 270. Here comes the Landsrad vote where we all have to sit back and look at menus in 5, 4. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to count it down. It is terrible. What a terrible update if you ask me. Sorry, I couldn't help myself, guys. I said I wasn't going to do it. I had to throw one in there. Just one. Just one. Who can stomach this here? Everything stops. Okay, let's see the vote. It wouldn't be love without a little bit of hate, right, guys? Little bit of hate. Little bit. Little bit. Okay, we don't have any screens here on the Citic. I guess he's just not going to open the Landsrad menu. Eye of the Council, Diplomatic Congress, and minus 50% upkeep for the elected faction. Corrino is going to vote himself for upkeep. Bam! Slides that slider all the way to the right. 580 votes on himself. Does not interested in the Eye of the Council. Not sure what the Atreides voted for. Okay. And he's going to vote himself in for the... He put 30, 100. He's got 600 votes. So he put 100 on each, and he got it. This might be the most brilliant council play I've ever seen in my life. Just winning charters without using any influence. He used 0 influence. I mean, he used some influence on the right, but on the middle, he used 0 influence. Because 100 votes, you're granted 100 votes without influence. Atreides now attacking Harkonnen. Wow. Who was once allies are now enemies, as is per the rules of war on Dune. No one can be trusted. Atreides, this is hysterical. He's not going in a Harkonnen. That's a neutral region. Is that a neutral region or am I tripping? I can't tell. There's no spectator mode. It's hard to figure it all out. It is Harkonnen territory. Harkonnen gets voted in for Diplomatic Congress. Wow. So he cannot attack Harkonnen. Harkonnen is now in an alliance with everybody. Unbelievable. Lucidic might not care. Harkonnen cannot. This guy is crippled. He cannot do anything, man. He cannot generate Solari. He's got 1 spice field and a 43 CP army. Even Fremen with all the underground buildings can't do it. Even Smuggler can't do it on 1 spice field, man. He just can't do it. He just has to sit there and take the punishment. I think at this point he's relegated to just preventing Fremen from winning just because they have had a blood feud this whole game. Corrino doing absolutely everything and nothing at the same time. By everything I mean generating passive hedge, and nothing by I mean just literally sitting there. Good time for the Imperium. Emperor Shaddam looking to wed his daughters off to Atreides, who's looking to finish 2nd in this game so they can collectively rule the known universe and tie their blood into a holy matrimony for a forever union. It's not lore accurate, guys. No spoilers there, don't worry. Man. Lucidic had all the cards, man. All he had to do was wipe out the Harkonnen. Okay, so now Lucidic obviously recognizes the threat. Worm is activated. Decoy Thumper. Harkonnen's has to just sit there and, I don't know, do whatever. Is he going to help anybody? Because he's going to be salty about his old experience here? Who knows? That army's going to possibly... Nope, they don't get eaten. He does have supply drops. He's got 30 water. He's got a good amount of water, but he's still walking out in the deep desert. They realize Corrino now is going to be the subject of their aggression. As we said about 15 minutes ago, because our commentator, God bless him, man does he know his stuff. He's going to walk through that missile turret. What is the plan here? Atreides on the southern border of Corrino. What is Corrino doing here? Let's go to the Corrino screen. And, okay. Are they going for a main base kill? What's he doing? He's going for the spice field. Corrino with 30% chone bonus. He's got chone manipulation. This is the strongest army in the game. if played right. Okay, so the whole plan is here to what? We're gonna liberate the special region, the worm nest. That's understandable. We're gonna liberate or try to take it. Probably liberate it because it's so far from everything. And Atreides. Atreides running distractions on the south, not fully engaging. He's fighting an artillery drone with his ship, the Kraken. Okay, now that Kraken is in danger. Unless he drops his whole army out of there, now that Kraken is in big danger. That's a lot of snipers attacking that Kraken. That's 2 artillery drones and a Kronos attacking that Kraken. Is that Kraken just going to go down for free? It goes down for free. Unbelievable. Big blunder by the Atreides. What is he thinking? Was he just not even looking? Who knows? Who knows, man? Corrino electing to get one last Sardaukar for a 65 CP army. They're still fighting the militia over there. There's the Atreides army. Apparently they don't. Now he doesn't care, right? He can just go up there and defeat the Fremen army now that the Kronos is out. And Daemon Forged. Poor old Daemon Forged. He's going to retake the Polar Sink with a bunch of Serbs. Plus 84 Solari. Cannot pay taxes. It looks like he's... Yep. Man, oh man. Harkonnen is completely out. If the Harkonnen comes back to win this game, it might be one of the greatest comebacks of Dune history, if it's even possible at this point. Corrino is the one to stop. Hey man, let's just get a bunch of nukes and nuke those main bases, huh? Why not, boys, huh? Let's sack that Landsrad rating. Standing. Nah, they're not gonna do it. Okay, now Fremen. Preventing the raiders from taking this territory. He's capturing that village. He's adding to his own hedge. Does not have any passive. Corrino, right now, with a pretty substantial I mean, he's at 20. Fremen is at 17 or 18. And what's Atreides at? Atreides, so Corrino with a 4,000 hedge lead with a decent passive going here. Talking, okay, it was only got 26 now because those crafts workshops. The 26, no, that's 76. I'm sorry, 76. I think he defended the worm's nest. He's got militia in every village now. That forward main base would be my primary target. Take that thing out first, put him on the defensive, and then you can just do whatever you want to him because he chose to overextend himself. Let's go to the council. Yay, so exciting. The council, and here come the menus. Woo, menus. Dune Governor is up. Daemon Forge can vote himself in for Spacing Guild resources. He can recover some of that pitiful amount of damage that Lucidic did to him and his main base. I think when Lucidic attacked that main base, he just kind of realized, okay, I can't do this. This is going too slowly. And he just kind of gave up. And he started to pivot. But, yeah, Dune Governor. We shall see. We shall see who is eligible and who is not. I'm assuming it's Corrino and Atreides. Judging by the Landsrad standing, Corrino with 475, Atreides with 490, so you need 450 to get governor. They all have it. Atreides sliding that slider promptly to the right. If everybody votes decline, Atreides will not get governor. He does have speaker. Somebody had speaker. Whoever just... I think it was Horus actually just had speaker. So it does not necessarily mean that Atreides... Okay, so Atreides wins. He does win the governor vote. So he is the governor now. I think Corrino has speaker, so they will have one more chance to rule him out, to vote him out. He says, at least we don't lose to Corrino. Well, that's no consolation to the Fremen and Harkonnen and Corrino who will lose. Okay, if I was Atreides here, I would start building missile turrets anywhere and anywhere close to my main base with a military base, because you know they're coming for my cheeks. A lot of Chunny rebellion going on. These rebellions do get stronger as the game goes on, and with more units. Asking for 50 spice, the Fremen is. The governor declines. He says, screw you, I'm the governor. You can't have that spice. What a twist of events here. This was Corrino's game. It still could be, depending on how this next vote goes, because I'm not 100% sure on who has speaker. But it's no guarantee that Atreides will be able to maintain the governor here. Now this is... Now, here's an interesting thing, because now that Atreides thinks he's won as governor, he doesn't feel the need to aggress onto Corrino, who's continuing with 76 passive, 30% chone bonus, and a nice sizable hedge lead over the Fremen. Why don't we just look at Daemon Forge for poops and giggles? With his 26 Solari economy, 56 banked manpower, and 22 manpower production, and 12k hedge with no political win cons, no chome, got decimated by the Fremen early, stayed in the game, kudos to him for not quitting, big respect there, but is not in a position to do anything in this game except perhaps decide who the winner will be by our favorite K word, King a-making. King a-making and Nadida. Okay, so the Spacing Cruiser, 8 months in, is getting taken by Harkonnen. The least likely anyone would have thought to look at him, man, he's in it to win it, dude. He's building main base buildings. He's trying to rebuild and restabilize and find his way back into this game. If they can cripple Corrino enough, and if they can get Atreides out of the governor position, and then if Fremen manages to lose some hedge, man, this Harkonnen has a chance. And then pigs will fly. So Horus, with the strongest army on the map, now that he has a 30% chone bonus and chone manipulation, probably a buttload of upgrades for his troops. I don't think he has a military factory, but he could somewhere. I don't think so. That spice exchange rate at 1.7 hurting everybody. That is almost as low as it can get without a debuff. Researching operations, so we got defense. He has 900 intel. He should have some operations ready to go, particularly talking about Imperial Bombardment or Orbital Strike, whatever. That one is one of the best operations in the game. Atreides now, who is in governor, is not electing to sit at his main base. I'm assuming he thinks he's going to get voted out. They are ready to attack. Okay, he's getting the health bonus, he's got the execution bonus on the Sards and the health bonus on the Sards, so that's good. He's got drones that are supported by the main base turret. He's getting the drone in position to launch some volleys early before the units engage. Now what this is going to do, this is going to trigger the units to start running at the drone. If the Atreides is not paying attention, which he might not be, there come the units, and those are free kills. This is a great... Okay, now the Atreides wakes up. And the snipers reinforce the wardens and the troopers, and here comes the units. The Kronos out of position here, not a great look. The Kronos needs to be in position, taking shots from the snipers and launching volleys on these units. Here come the Fremen. It's a 2v1. The Corrino army super effing strong. Those snipers are being not pinned down. That Kronos is sitting there twiddling its thumbs. The main base turrets are adding some damage to the Corrino army, but it looks like the Corrino army is easily overwhelmed here. Fremen is going for the main base, 24.9k hedge. Now one base Corrino is still winnable. Okay, but you are significantly crippled, and that's the main base. So it all depends on what main buildings are in there. Is that the military one, or is that the economic one? Kronos volleying onto those snipers. They don't have any. Okay, they do have armor shred. Nobody's activated defense breaches. One of the saddest sieges I've ever seen. My goodness. Also, a sad Corrino does not have money for mercs or is not using mercs. I mean, he does have money for mercs. He got 2.5k. Get some mercs out, brother, for the quick defense. Okay, everybody's pulling back now. The storm eating away at that supply. Holy moly. Again, less than a quarter of damage has been done by the second attempt at a base siege this game. Not a great display of base attacking in this game so far. We have seen better. And during this time, Harkonnen has decided to betray the Fremen and is trying to capture a special region. And why not? I mean, what else is he going to do? He's going to help them kill Corrino. Governor's up again. Does Atreides have... Atreides has the votes, guys. No, he doesn't. Fremen has 400. Corrino has 430. And Atreides only has 650 at the moment. So... I'm not sure he's going to be able to vote himself in. He's voting... Okay, he voted Fremen for gear sabotage, rather. And then, let's see, khakis. This is the vote we want to see. 650. Oh man, did he do it? Oh, Fremen is attempting to assassinate the Atreides this whole time. While working with the Atreides to kill the Corrino, he has been assassinating Atreides. Welcome to Dune, ladies and gentlemen, where up is down, left is right, and sideways and all between is all the rest. Unbelievable. Who you think your ally is not. And who you think your enemy is your friend. Okay, the assassination has stopped. There's 8 days left. This is Atreides' game to lose. And that's it. Everybody gives up. And I think the Atreides here has won. Yep. GG. We're not going to stay into the end of this because there's no point. So this is the end of the recording. It looks like Khakis 7, relatively unknown player, has won the game. GG to him. Congratulations to him and good luck in the next round.